How's it going, everyone? We've got a brand new PlayStation Store sale that just kicked off, the Essential Pick sale, which is quite good. There's a Halloween sale running right now, and there's a fall savings sale that I haven't covered as much as I would have liked that has some fantastic deals that I want to highlight in this video before the sale rounds out and it is over. There are some deals that I certainly would have your eyes on, and one in particular I just think is a ridiculous deal on a game that's a fairly underrated one. So got quite a few deals to go over. Let's just get right into it, and let's start off with the deal that I think is ridiculous. SteamWorld Dig 2 is 85% off for $2.99, but if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, this is by far the cheapest we've seen the game for. It is a $1.99. That price point for SteamWorld Dig 2 is absolutely awesome. This is a Metroidvania game that came out quite a while ago. I want to say 2017, 2018. It was received really well from a critical standpoint, but the game we play when it comes to these genres that just have so much competition is that some games, even if they do very well critically, they just don't pop off as much. I look at a Guacamelee, and it's exactly like that as well. SteamWorld Dig 2 had an awesome art style, great gameplay, a little bit of a simplistic style of game, but overall really did enjoy it. And if you're into Metroidvanias, for a $1.99, that is a ridiculous deal, and you're gonna get a decent amount of gameplay for your dollar as well. So would strongly recommend that at this price point. Definitely a worthwhile pickup, so check that out. Again, for $1.99, nothing to lose. And even if you pay $2.99, if you're not a, if you're not a Plus subscriber, which I know a lot of you guys these days are moving away from being a regular Plus subscriber, I think that is still a really good deal. Like $2.99 for SteamWorld Dig 2, definitely not a bad shout either. So check that out, $2.99 for the regular price and a $1.99 if you're a Plus subscriber. Couple of other deals that I do want to note, but we'll go through them very quickly. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, the PS2 on PS4 Classic is $3.49. Now, they did re-release Star Wars Bounty Hunter with a lot of quality of life improvements. However, that version is still $20. If you want to get the PS2 version, the original, that was updated a little bit, but still, very much a bit of a throwback experience. There is stuff like 1080p up-rendering, enhanced features such as trophies, shared play, remote play, activity feeds, and second screen support. That is all available, but yeah, it's not going to be as updated as the re-release that Aspire did, but $3.49 for Bounty Hunter, I think that's a pretty solid deal. Mark of the Ninja Remastered, the cheapest this game has been, $4.99 for this is great. This is a game that I talk up often. However, whenever it's $9.99, I'm like, man, that's a little bit pricey for the game. $4.99 is absolutely chef's kiss, perfect price to pay. Mark of the Ninja is awesome. It's a game that came out back in the Xbox 360 days, and back then it was one of those games that I feel like for a lot of people showcased how good downloadable titles could potentially be. And now available on PlayStation as well, which is great. And for $4.99, if you're remotely into action stealth titles, one to certainly check out. Great art style in this one as well, in this remastered version, updated with all your typical bells and whistles that you would expect. DLC content included, and enhanced audio, higher resolution, all that good stuff. $4.99, great price on that. Brotato, 25% off for $3.74. Just thought I would mention that. It's a super popular game at this point. Not really, my kind of game, but $3.74 for that. Valkyria Chronicles Remastered is $4.99. You guys, Valkyria Chronicles is one of those games that I always go to bat for. It's one of those JRPGs that I really do feel like is an underrated one as far as getting people that aren't into JRPGs, at least offering them something, because the gameplay style isn't like a lot of other JRPGs. It's a tactics-based JRPG. On top of that, the story isn't anything like, I don't know, I don't want to say cringe, but it's not cringe. It's not cringe whatsoever. Maybe it has some quote-unquote cringe moments if you want to view anything anime-oriented kind of cheesy, but man, the story is just like an engaging war story. It's something that you can get into. Does it get a little wacky? Sure, but overall, narratively, it's really well done, so I would certainly recommend that for $4.99. Sometimes it does get a little difficult as well, but $4.99 for that is great. Let's give a shout to all of the super giant titles that are deeply discounted right now. Bastion is 80% off for $2.99. Transistor is 80% off for $3.99. And Pyre is 80% off for $3.99 as well. I feel like Pyre is super underrated, and if you look at it, Bastion's got 10,000 ratings on the PlayStation Store. Transistor has 56,000. Transistor was a PlayStation Plus freebie, so I think that is playing into it. Pyre has, wait for it, 2.3 thousand. I know that's not the greatest barometer for how well a game has sold, but you know, just as a reference point, I do find that to be rather interesting that the other two Supergiant games just have so many more ratings attached to it. $3.99 for Pyre is really good. Good RPG there. Bastion is a game that I absolutely adored. I played it on PC like way back in the day and had a great time with it. Great to see it available on PlayStation platforms. I believe if you buy it on PS4, isn't it like a cross-buy with the PlayStation Vita? Yes, it is. Purchasing this console entitles you to both the PS4 and PS Vita version, so if you can dig up your Vita, or if you have a Vita, there you go. Bastion will be offered on both platforms. Transistor is great as well, and Pyre, a solid title that doesn't get enough love, so good pickups all across the board there. Salt Sanctuary is just $1.79. That is another ridiculous deal for Salt Sanctuary. Challenging game. Great art style there, definitely as far as atmosphere goes, a little bit darker in terms of the vibe, but $1.79, great deal there. Strider is $2.99. Absolutely love Strider. This was another game that was a PlayStation Plus Essential title back when it came out in 2014. I wasn't a Strider guy growing up, so this was really my first foray into playing the game, but I could tell it was a throwback to an older day of action platformer while also modernizing it for a, you know, regular audience in 2014. I enjoyed it. A little bit challenging at times, but gameplay is fairly well done, and I think for the price point of $2.99, definitely a good pickup. Far Lone Sales, $2.99 as well. A game that is more so an atmospheric adventure than, you know, leaning on action-packed gameplay or anything like that, but the atmosphere is really good, and definitely this style of game is really well done in terms of art style, sound direction. Not a super lengthy game, but I feel like it works for the length that it is. You know, you can complete it in 3 to 4 hours from my recollection, but $2.99 for it seems like a good price to pay. Given that length, you know, $15 might be a bit much, but $3 pretty good. Hotline Miami is $2.49. It's Hotline Miami. It's a fantastic game that I strongly recommend everybody to check out. Fast-paced throwback action, definitely a good time, all things considered. LUMINES Remastered, 70% off for $4.49. I had LUMINES on the PSP, and man, I was addicted to that game. As a puzzle game with an emphasis on the music as well, I thought this game was fantastic. Visually, it just popped really well as well. Very addicting game, and for $4.49, definitely a solid pickup there if you're remotely into puzzle games. Hack GU Last Recode at $4.99 is also a great pickup that I can always recommend, given $4.99 gets you 3 PlayStation 2 games that suckers like me back in the day paid $40 a pop for, that tell one fairly cohesive story that does have some pacing issues, especially towards the latter portion, but a great cast of characters, a great main character with a lot of depth and development throughout the entire course of the story. Had a great time with Hack GU Last Recode and the original games on PS2 as well. Obviously, your typical improvements here as well. Gameplay refinements, accessibility, visual refinements, all that good stuff is here. And you do have a 4th smaller episode on top of the original 3 games, but that isn't something that's like a 4th game. It's very quick. If I remember correctly, it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. But it's a nice addition to this collection. And hopefully, you know, sometime in this life, we can see another .hack title. I don't know how likely that is. CyberConnect 2 is fairly busy these days, but yeah, another title would be quite great. But that is going to do it for me. Again, SteamWorld Dig 2, that deal is absolutely fantastic, but there's a ton of high-quality stuff available as a part of this fall savings sale, so wanted to highlight some of them. This sale ends tonight, 3 a.m. Eastern time, so jump on it as soon as possible. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.